Hello and welcome to my channel, MG111. It's been quite a long time since I've made an episode. I am so sorry. Today I'm changing it up a bit and I'm doing a bit of a walk and talk. So just imagine us in the middle of nowhere. Right now I have with me Jordan. I plan to have regular meetings with him weekly to discuss very interesting topics. Do you want to say hello, man?
Hello guys, nice to be part of the conversation.
Yeah, it's very awkward because it's kind of different. I hope the wind doesn't really disrupt the audio, but I really don't care. So just before we were just discussing about languages. And what sort of rant were you going on just there anyway, Jordan?
I was going to talk more about, it did sort of linger, like the great Russian writers.
Yeah, okay. So
wondering if it did sort of click at all with the actual, obviously the lifestyle of Russian was like even with Dostoevsky and Tolstoy and Pushkin and stuff like that, like under tyrannies.
Yeah.
Like royal tyrannies, nothing like England where they had a set form of constitutionally.
For spoken language? Where we go?
This is lifestyle.
Yep.
Of like just civil liberties and stuff like that. That aspect definitely influenced those guys.
Yep.
But then the aspect of the language itself.
Yep.
If that pushed certain just emphasis on writing in general, and just like such high quality as well.
I see where you're going.
Like the actual lifestyle and then the actual like the structure of the Russian language and stuff. If the structure of the language did leave a fingerprint.
Yeah.
On those guys.
Okay. Well, anyway, just so we can get some context for the people listening, anyway. I've kind of started a challenge for Jordan and I. We're trying to relearn some Russian. Oh, well, for me, relearn a little bit more, and actually follow through with it really, because like we both want to learn languages,
yeah,
and
I
feel
languages. Yeah.
Yeah, and the only way to really learn a language is practice it with others, and being able to do that with somebody else is quite handy. The reason why we chose Russian, of course, is because it links towards some great writers like Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, you said, yeah, as well,
Tolstoy,
and many other people. And you're just saying that the reason
if there is a reason,
the reason why there are such great writers like them is because of their cultural heritage, to history. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
So you're essentially saying from great struggle it came out great writing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. From Russia, definitely.
Yeah.
Because in the last 200 years, that's probably the one. I don't know if there's been a more European country that wouldn't actually consider themselves European.
Okay.
Because of their struggles.
Yeah,
because of their structure, because they're under the same. They're under the same ruling style, even with this post-communist dictatorship. Even under communism, it was just like the exact same thing.
Yeah.
With Lenin or Stalin being the top guy, and like secret police, all this in regulation and enforcement on the people.
Yeah.
Even before the communists, that's what it was like with royalty anyway.
Yeah. So they never really went out of that sort of...
Never did they ever like have the... Either they didn't want to. They didn't... I read this book on the history of the Tsars.
Yeah.
It was earlier this year. And it's just a lot of the times they only had two leaders that really pushed for any sort of idea of futurism.
Yeah.
The rest of the Tsars were just very, very like stale.
Yeah, set in stone.
Oh yeah, like one of the huge problems they had economically leading up to the Communist Revolution was the fact that after the Napoleonic Wars, they did not improve their military equipment at all. They never even like attempted to adjust because they were so proud.
Okay, so
that they bet, and this isn't like this. When I mean they, I mean like the royal family at the time, the Tsars. They were so proud of the fact that they bet Napoleon. That
they didn't even bother to adapt and change.
Seriously, they didn't. Even ideas on economics and stuff like that, they were just so obsessed with keeping things stale.
Okay.
Like Peter the Great's the only one that really was like, he wanted to be European.
So essentially, they were so fixated on their achievements they didn't see any point of actually improving any further.
Oh
than
yeah,
that.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
So, okay.
because they linked themselves. The Russian, and to this day, it still is linked with the idea of Constantinople.
Yep.
Which is linked to the Roman Empire.
Yep.
So a lot of the leaders through Russian history they try to say, like, take a bit of pride in what other empires have done when they really have had no.
Yeah.
The accomplishments they've made, Roman Empire and Constantinople, have nothing to do with Russian. So they didn't feel the need to prove themselves.
Yep. Okay.
Instead, they were like, "Oh no, this is our cultural heritage. This is what we are." It's like, no, what you haven't. You need to prove yourself again.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. While we're on that topic, because the main topic of this podcast today
was language.
No, not just language, but like what it means to live
a good life.
Yep. And you're saying there that like they're not changing. That's a good segue.
They're still stuck in the same way. Putin is still like, I like Putin. I actually do like Putin.
Yeah.
To some degree, obviously, I'm like a libertarian nationalist. That's my thinking on governments and stuff.
Yeah.
So his way of running things, it still causes problems economically for the people in Russia.
Yeah.
The same problems even under the communist regimes they had.
Yeah.
The same problems they've had with SARS.
Yeah.
For 500 years now.
Before we go too far from the tangent,
And it's
do you reckon maybe we should just go with what it means to live a good life, and
well, I think this goes
because I
with
think
it.
that can go with it really well. Yeah. So what sort of point were you trying to get across with that then?
With the leadership,
They're not changing. They're making their economy worse every time they rule the same methods as the world outside them's changing. They're not changing, therefore things doesn't make things better.
The initial point was that this is how great writers came out of it.
Okay. Sorry, swallowed a fly.
Yeah, there's a couple of flies around.
Sorry about that.
There's a couple around. Bloody hell.
Legit, I just swallowed a fly. Oh, it's still in my throat too. Yeah, go. It's alright, man. Keep going. Yeah, as you were saying.
My initial thought was, this is how the great writers came up.
Yep.
Because under these forms of tyrannies, they did create. Like, they had some. Man, it's really worth it.
Okay, so.
But we'll move on a bit more with the living a good life.
Okay.
It's too broad. It's too broad.
It's too broad. Okay.
Yeah, because we're talking about governments.
Yeah, I feel
your
like
own individual life is a bit.
We're going down too many roads, and for
Yeah.
the people who are listening, will have a hard time. Well, probably have a hard time following the conversation because we've already had these talks before like this. Similar,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if we just go down whatever we'll just talk about in regards to what it means to live a good life is let's actually just rewind for a second. We'll set a line. We'll set a line here. Okay. So the main topic of today's talk was to talk about what it means to have a good life. So
Yep. We're going to talk about tyranny.
You want to talk about tyranny first? Okay.
Yeah.
Go down tyranny road and we'll talk about that.
Well, obviously, there's two forms of tyranny. There's the governmental ones.
Yep.
And then there's personal ones.
Yep.
In your own life.
Okay, so we'll go down because we're talking about we're going to be talking about individual what it means to live a good life.
Yep.
We can talk about personal tyranny. And what do you mean by personal tyranny?
Personal tyranny is yourself, pretty much.
Yeah. And
because even if there is an aspect of your life that is,
I've got the fly out.
got the firefight.
I just keep going.
There's so much that goes. There's so much that's working. There's so many things going on in your own personal life.
Yeah.
Because you're not your own person, if that makes sense. You're like, you've got a family, you've got friends, you work somewhere. So there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
It's so complex, you cannot put it down.
Yeah.
On paper at all. You cannot figure it out, where things are going and stuff like that.
Okay, so what does this lead to this personal tyranny?
The personal tyranny with that complexity is a form of the tyranny. Because the only way for a person to really fulfill a life, to feel good, is when they accomplish something.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact chemical in the brain that's released, but it does happen when it's like, there's a goal. When you do the goal, you feel good.
Yeah. This sounds kind of like the Jordan Peterson lobster
Oh, it
conversation.
is. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah, whole like
this is
the reward system, the dopamine reward system, all that sort of stuff. The feel good chemicals.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because it's feel good, but like in the deepest way. It's not pleasure.
Yeah.
So when you have a complex life, it's because part of the complexity is that you may not even feel like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
In your own life. Oh, I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not doing anything. Or things are holding me back.
Yeah.
You feel like? Because even trauma, PTSD, that, like, obviously people use that as an excuse.
Yeah.
To stop themselves.
Okay.
Or
Well, let's just start with the vision of what a good life is to your perspective, because you're using terms and stuff because you already have a intended perception of what is good. Does that make sense? Because like you're already arguing for a point with an outcome that is clearly good to you.
Mm.
Yeah. So what does it mean to have a good life to you? It'll make sense what you're saying. Does it make sense?
Yeah. To have a good life. What is a good life
to you? To you personally?
To me personally. In a broad
sense.
In
okay.
a broad sense, yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm still recording. Jesus Christ, this app is shite sometimes. I can't wait till I get better technology. It's okay, I will not edit.
What is the app?
Oh, it's a very terrible one. It's it's like a voice. Oh, here we go. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not gonna edit it out. You can have that conversation all in there. Yeah. So, in your what I really ask is like, what are you on your deathbed? What as in like, what is a good life? Like, just before you die, what would you be happy with before you die? Would you? That's what I yeah.
Maybe this is a big one.
Maybe I'm kind of influencing my.
Yeah.
But
so do you see that as that part of that idea
of what a good life is?
Of when you're finished and done?
Okay, I'll go with my kind of thoughts on it. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant.
Oh, it's alright. We're rambling.
Because
I'm fine.
Over my
I hope it sounds good, but
it's okay. No, like it doesn't matter. It's like we're getting ideas out, and then people can put in their thoughts as well in the comments or whatever they feel like. And as I update my technology, get some cameras, actually having a face-to-face conversation, people might actually be able to relate better.
Yeah.
But okay, now we're going to go down my definition of a good life. So when I was talking about on your deathbed, like for me, I want to live a life where I can sit there proud of everything I have done and say that like I've done it and I haven't done anything else that needs to be done. I've done everything I desire and I've reached my full potential. I've reached my Ubermensch. The Nietzsche thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've reached my full physical, mental, and I've achieved all the goals I need to achieve in my lifetime, and that's what a good life is. Because I don't want to be living with regret. Because
do you find regret is the biggest form of regret?
Yeah.
The biggest form of regret is not accomplishing goals?
For me, yes. Because I know myself, and I know
You've listened to yourself.
I've listened to myself.
Yeah,
I know how I feel if I don't achieve something, and I will tear myself to shreds, and I could return to who I was just upon failing something. Like that's why I work as hard as I do and I'm trying to pursue something better. Like I'm trying to make myself better every day. Like I keep telling you, I just keep trying to push forward to my goals so I don't have that regret.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's my idea of a good life, is to live without regret and accomplish your goals.
I think my answer is sort of in your answer.
Yeah.
Is the listening to yourself.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go down that?
Yep. I will go down this path.
Yep. Okay.
With the listening to yourself.
Do you want to go this way?
We'll go this way.
We'll take a road less travelled. Okay. As you're saying?
Because if you ask that to most people, they will give you a general answer.
Yep.
They will sound like they haven't heard themselves.
Oh, yep.
Does that make sense?
Okay, so it's like they'll give you a general answer as if they actually haven't really observed themselves.
Yeah, they haven't watched themselves, if that makes sense. They don't know what makes them feel good.
Yeah.
Honestly, they react to sensation
Yeah.
from certain things like alcohol or parties and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or intercourse and just like love in general.
Yeah.
But they haven't gone deeper.
Than that.
Don't know why. We probably were at one point.
Yeah, I was like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But like
I've got aspects of that in me.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Like I still have those aspects too. They're still there. When you're saying that, when you're describing that these people are they're not actually, like, they are conscious beings, but they're not actually consciously choosing their actions. They're actually living upon the reward systems that are in place.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah,
that's exactly right.
I wasn't. Yeah, exactly. Like, thinking that, but that's a great way of describing it.
Yeah, because we're going down a really fucking weird road. Alrighty, we'll go down this way. If you want, also we'll turn back because I want to go to Kmart. We'll walk to Kmart. If you care for that.
Yeah.
This is pretty fun. I've never done this version. I like this version. Yeah. So essentially, what you're saying is that, like, a lot of people are just giving into their animalistic behaviours in a sense. In a sense, because it is like, but it's not even that, because there's some parts of the animal that we just suppress. Yeah, as in,
anger.
Anger
At themselves.
Yep.
They people will dopamine is pretty much the biggest numbing drug.
Yeah.
Societally.
Yeah.
Ever invented. Ever used. It's like we use it to. I have had this happen where, like, things just stress in general.
Yeah.
And then I do something that's simply quick pleasure.
Yeah, to make it better.
To feel better.
Yeah.
And see, when it's those moments that I know this is just the do as I say, not as I do type thing.
Yeah.
To live like I haven't mastered this at all.
Yeah.
I've just, in those moments, I need to listen to myself, because going back to living a good life and what you personally have envisioned how to feel good about your own life. People have not broken themselves
down
and listened to themselves enough. Because I can give you a general answer for myself, because I haven't figured out exactly what you have, just of what feelings, what emotions will actually make me feel great about myself. Like,
I don't want to say like I have figured it out.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, man, it sounded like that was like an answer at least.
Yeah,
it felt like an answer.
I just know I've found a tool that seems to be working.
Yeah, okay, yep.
Because I still have those faults where I still give in sometimes. It's very rare now. I used to do it all the time. But I found a tool that works. And that is making sure I'm picking myself apart all the time.
All the time. Yeah, you do that with your diet.
Yeah, I do that. Like, some days, like, I'm saying, is this really me? Am I really hungry? Or is this something else telling me that I need to eat? Because, I can tell consciously that I'm physically full.
Yeah, okay.
But that this weird drive inside of me just wants to keep going, because apparently my biology, or maybe like my ancestry from like a time where there's scarcity.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I have to keep eating, or else there's gonna be a time when there's no food. There's gonna be nothing. So like I feel like that's what this feeling I get.
Okay.
That's when I eat. Like, it's only when I eat certain foods. But like my brain switches to that mode where it's just like, you just got to keep going because you're gonna die.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and I've acknowledged that, like, from just like listening to it.
Yeah, and being honest. Like, you have to be honest when you listen to yourself.
Yeah,
you have to be. This is part of living a good life, not even like a great one, because when
we'll go to a great life afterwards. I think that's a
great life after.
Yeah, go for that. We'll do that afterwards.
I would not expect people in general. To live a great life
is a whole different story. But we'll keep going down.
I would even say only. Wait. Did you want to change it up a little bit, this conversation?
Well, we'll keep going on that tangent you're going down. Okay. Before the great life, you're talking about the good life, and we're talking about...
Because I think...
honesty.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
Lives that we like, that we've seen.
Yep.
Either personally or historically.
Yep.
That we, like, That's a great lie.
Yeah, we'll talk.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Alrighty, go. Honesty. We're talking about honesty.
Because that is because even in religion, even in forms of religion, like especially Christianity, like confession in general, like that's like the first step.
Yeah, is honesty.
And like when you do that with yourself, it can just tear your soul. You are tearing yourself apart by doing that.
Yeah.
Because you have to listen to how you're screaming.
Yeah,
in some way.
Basically. I actually do think a lot of people are aware like what they need to do to change, but they're actually scared.
Yeah, okay.
I think they're scared of either not succeeding after trying once, usually.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
They're afraid of losing something they actually
love.
They seem to love. They seem to love. They love superficially. Because let's say with me and food.
Or addiction.
Addiction.
Like people love, like that's... You go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that's with addiction, yes.
It's hard to give up.
Like, those small points of satisfaction in the time is only so good for that 5 minutes. And then you're always chasing that 5 minutes.
And even the fact that they revolve that aspect of themselves of that I am addicted.
Yeah.
Because there was a alcoholic. He was on Joe Rogan's show just recently.
Oh, okay. Who was it?
Artie Lang, I think it was.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a comedian, and he was just describing him being an alcoholic, and just drug addicts, everything in general.
Yeah.
And he said, it wasn't the most profound thing, but it was like, that's the story of a lot of people, where he just said, I know all of the bad things that I do. I know all the processes. I know all the, because he's gone in and out.
Yeah.
Of rehabs and stuff like that. He's been sober for a while, I believe, so he's doing well at the moment.
Yeah.
But he still wants to do it.
Yeah.
And he still does it.
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't even know what that word. Just that self-destructive aspect.
Like that comes to the voice in your head, right? Because you can consciously be aware of the
that feeling, that
feeling, that techniques that you need to do to avoid it and that.
Yeah.
But if that thing is just screaming at you all the time,
we're screaming and loving if that makes sense. Like it's such a comforting,
it's a toxic relationship.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's such a comforting.
Yeah, I think we're finding connections with everything here.
No, we'll get better at this. We'll get better.
But yeah, it's just...
This is why I want to do 10-minute videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it's just quick, short.
Yeah.
Get one aspect
but
done.
don't be so upset about how you go. You're doing well. We're having a good conversation, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
It may come across rambly, but I think some people can pick up what we're saying. Because it was on a track, and I'm trying to make sure we'll go this way because the way it came up. We'll go. But keeping it on this pathway, we're also exploring our own thoughts. Stream of thoughts.
Yes, yep.
So we went down addiction, we went down what it means to have a good life, all that sort of stuff. So through my perspective, it was making sure I have no regrets, because my drive is fear of regret. Consciously I'm aware of that. And I know that in the time of me doing these things, I'm not going to enjoy it all the time. But I know, because I've done it before, I know that in the end, I'm going to probably be the happiest I've been. Because, I don't think happiness lasts 5 minutes. It has to last a couple of days.
Did you feel like when you were, even with your diet and just goals in general, that you felt happier the more you looked long term?
Yeah.
Or was it in the opposite? Or was it when you felt better, or not feeling but more accomplishing, that you actually looked forward to the future?
As in when I started.
When you started, but also progressed.
And progressed. Okay.
Even with your weight and counting calories and stuff like that.
Okay. Maybe
did it have a feel good sensation?
It did.
Or a good feeling sensation?
It did. But first I'll go with the context. I used to be very heavy. I just got to let everybody know. I used to be I used to weigh, I think it was 104 kilos at my heaviest. I'm 5'11", so that's very fucking fat. It wasn't muscle, because I just enjoyed eating too much and I overindulged and I let that reptilian brain of mine just keep going. And then one day I decided to lose weight and I just started techniques like, because I'm a very scientific forward thinker kind of man. So I looked up what the science says about losing weight, and it's all about calories in, calories out, making sure you have the right macronutrients, micronutrients, and making sure you're eating actually nutritional food, not eating one burger a day to lose weight because you have no nutritional value out of that. I'm making sure I'm losing weight in a healthy manner. So now I weighed myself this morning, I weigh 67 kilos, so I've lost quite a bit. I think I've put I put a little muscle on actually recently.
That's good.
Because I want to I'm trying to lose a bit more fat still and then I'm going to start rebuilding because I just want to build some more muscle to protect myself. But yeah, anyway, down that rabbit hole, we'll go down where we're going. When it came to the losing the weight, when I started doing it, when I started seeing those results, like every week when I got on the scales and I saw that I lost like 2 kilos that week, I'm like, fucking yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's working.
Yeah, and you actually were like, looking forward to the next week?
To the next week, yeah. Because like I wanted, because I set myself a number. Like I was like, because I'm.
That's right. You need a goal.
You need a goal. I need to be able to see it. My number was like I wanted to weigh 70 kilos by the end of the year, and I did. And like now I'm 67, so like I'm lower than my intended goal. Like I lost 30 kilos in a year, which is quite a lot. But yeah.
Yeah, good job.
But yeah, that was just because I set a goal in mind. Hi, motorbike. We'll cross the road over here, man. Yeah, so I had that goal in mind that I did want to lose weight, and I did want to, because I was not happy with the way I perceived myself in the mirror. That's really the reason why that drive me to do it. Because like,
so it was a negative emotion.
It was a negative emotion. I said I don't want to feel like that anymore, so I had to get rid of that.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's why I was happy every time I lost, the couple kilos or a kilo a week or whatever, a couple kilos.
Was there a point where you confronted that?
As in?
That negative feeling when you actually like made it conscious? Like it was always there, I'm
assuming.
It
was always there.
It was always there, then you actually, not verbalised it, but it solidified, I don't want to
lose it. I don't want to look like this anymore. Yeah, well, I clearly did. Because I had to come to a point in my own thoughts that if I truly want to be happy, I know that if I lose this weight, I'll actually probably feel a lot better about myself.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because like I was a very miserable person when I was bigger.
Yeah.
And I still am pretty miserable, but that's just for other reasons. But yeah, I had a moment where I was like, I'm controlling this. I'm going to make sure I don't feel this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was essentially it. So that's when my journey began. I started riding a bike a lot. I'm insane when it comes to my
fitness,
I was and when I was big, I was even like when I wanted to lose weight, I was insane. Like I rode a push bike, the stationary bike at the gym, one time like 4 hours non-stop. I was like, fuck it, I want to lose it. Like and if I ate something bad that day, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna
work this ass off.
Yeah, you have to work your ass off in order to get the results you want. So that's that rabbit hole. So what else do you want to talk about real quickly about that sort of stuff?
So you going?
Oh, actually, with you.
With me?
Because you want to achieve certain things, yeah?
Yes.
So let's say are you comfortable describing your goals currently?
My goals currently?
Yeah.
They're very short goals at the moment, but next year I hope to have at least about 20 to 24 short stories.
20 to 24 short stories.
By the end of next year.
Yeah.
Written up and
okay.
They're ready to publish.
Yeah, because this is a good point I reckon to start with, because you're at the point of making a turnover decision.
See, my progress has been a lot slower than Matt's is.
Yeah, but
it's taken longer for me to be more conscious.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
But I think it's good because you're starting to see it, which is a good thing. You're starting to see that you can do it. It's starting to.
I don't see myself doing it. I just want to do it. That's where I am at now.
Yeah. Do you want to cross the road a bit actually?
Yep, that's all right.
The gravel's a bit quieter. I mean, the pathway's quieter, and because we've got a pathway now. Yeah. So when you describe writing, right, you really or anything you wanted to achieve, you always spoke about. I got someone on the phone there. That's right. I'll just keep rambling while he's on the phone. Yeah. So when it came to him and achieving his goals, he really described them as that he wasn't happy with where he was after achieving a small step. Like a lot of people do, he expected to have his goals already accomplished after a minute. What's up, man?
When do you think?
About 20 minutes or?
Huh?
20 minutes?
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Nah, just 20 minutes sound alright?
But yeah, so essentially,
Alright.
as many people are, he put the effort in but wasn't happy with where he was going to be. Well, where he was currently and where he wanted to be. Yeah, so I was just describing there that while you're on the phone, that when you speak to me about your goals, like you're always a bit unhappy about where you are,
yeah,
because you want to be a million miles ahead, but you've only taken one step.
This is part of that fantasy problem I told you about, but man, I want to make something great.
Yeah, you want to make something great.
Oh, yeah, I want to actually, and I don't mean that like fairy tales thing. Like as a writer, I want to be fulfilled. I know I won't be fulfilled just with that, but like, if I could live, it's very torturous to say this, but like, so you know Van Gogh?
Yeah.
His life was so self-destructive.
Yeah.
But like, just to see a human being, because I do relate to him a lot.
Yeah.
Me, like, didn't really have long-term goals. Couldn't really control himself.
Yeah.
Didn't really have any functional skills in society, but was so good at one thing nearly that, and he wasn't famous during his lifetime. So it's like whatever drove him to keep working, even though he was like pretty much being hospitalized, pretty much.
It was passion, I think.
Well, just to make something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Not even be famous, but just like for another human being, just that feeling and sensation when I see great works. Yeah. Just to recreate that. Yeah. In writing, like that. So you see, this is what I was sort of contrasting myself with you earlier. Yeah. Is that you know yourself better than I do, I think. At the moment, in the sense that like you know what makes you tick, you know how like the parameters in your life a little bit better, and like how to do them. I'm still up in the air,
and you're trying to pull yourself down.
Exactly, you know, pull myself down, get a map, finding well, first I've got to put myself down before finding a map, and where to go.
But it seems like at the moment you're slowly pulling yourself down because you've completed writing this week. Like you say, like you've done it. You're starting to like you're pulling yourself down.
That felt good.
It felt good.
It actually feels. Even now, I'm still. I've never taken drugs in my life, but there is points in my life where I feel like I'm on drugs. Yeah. I'm not joking. Where I'm like high.
It's good.
Actually, like I can't communicate with people properly and stuff like that.
That's
sometimes it's a good feeling until like you feel like, oh, is everything all right? Yeah. But I feel like I'm high now.
After achieving that.
Now I actually feel like it came so easy.
Yeah, because that means I think the reason is because you're actually following your passions, man. Like you're following what you want to be, and you can see that it's actually happening now. Like, even though it's just 1 week, you got your lifetime, but with just the 1 week, you're getting there, and you're happy about it. Keep chasing the dopamine. Yeah. Hell yeah. I like that.
Definitely.
I love it, man. That's awesome. Like, what was I going to say? Like, I've been doing that too recently. Like, with chemistry and physics and stuff. I'm having breakthroughs. Like, I'm starting to understand, like, everything more. Like, you know, last week when I speak to you and you said, like, I feel it.
When you speak, when I can tell you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like,
because you can actually just...
And that's because I've put in hard work. Yeah. I wake up early in the morning to get that shit done before I go to work. Like, and I study for ages. And then once I get it, and I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a good feeling.
Like in here, right in there,
in here and in the head as well, man. It's in the heart and the head.
This may fly by any listener over their heads, but we were discussing this when I was saying, like, it's your own little world.
Yeah.
When you get into an actual subject, and obviously I'm not a tradesperson yet.
Yeah.
But like just the feeling of being a master.
Yeah.
Of like this one little niche part of humanity.
Yeah.
And like being like a master of that. It is like a separate pocket universe that you control.
Yeah. And it feels good.
Like there's
a sense of achievement. It's great.
And it's all of them. That's when my feeling is. Obviously, I've just finished a little bit of writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's what it feels like right now, where it's just like. I mean, you can be in a quiet spot.
Yeah.
In your own self. And just, it's hard to describe, but there is that there's those adjectives of like just purpose.
Yeah.
And just feeling good. And just drive and fire and relaxation at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I may have found out potentially what your story is of what is a good life is purpose.
That would be it. Because I've got so many things that I want to do.
Same.
In terms of, so there's writing and there's art in general.
Yeah.
There's my religious side of my life that I want to be a better person.
Yeah.
And I want to be closer to God and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there's the actual real world, my physical presence in the world.
Yeah.
I would love to be like just a useful human being.
Yeah. You want to feel like you have purpose. You want to feel like you have the utility.
Yeah, utility. Like actually being.
Yeah. How very male of you.
It's a very primal. Like one of my little goals is that if I can get a job, like a really steady job, and get some somewhat good income, I'm going to try and learn this. I would love to try and learn every basic trade possible. Yeah, that you could. Welding, carpentry. Yeah, all the above. Oh, yeah, all of the above. Even motor mechanics and just actually to...
Actually, go down that rabbit hole. I want to, what do you want to achieve? Because I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours.
What do I want to achieve?
After I show you mine, I'll show you yours.
To be a great novelist. So short stories, novellas, and then novels. Yeah. Don't know how many of each. But to produce great works in there. Mm. To be a poet. Yep. To also write and publish works on poetry and stuff like that. And actually maybe create new forms of poetry in terms of structure. To computer science. Yep. I'm learning that at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, that's one aspect I'm definitely going to learn. Yeah. Just to, again, that sensation of just like being just useful and stuff. Especially, that's more of a long-term one. Yeah. Just in the back of... Yeah. Because if the world does become more automated... Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Just I think I'm enjoying it at the moment and stuff like that. Yeah. Then there's definitely a family aspect where it's not so much falling in love with a woman or another person or anything like that, but because I've got a very complex view on love. Yeah, we'll go to that in the next episode. That's next episode. Love is its own. We'll go to another ramble on that. That'd be interesting, I think. We haven't talked about that much. No. A little bit, but not actual the concept of love. That doesn't even come to my head when I think about what to live a good life is. I don't even think about love. You don't think about love at all? That's the last thing I think about. Oh. That's weird. We'll talk about it afterwards. I've thought about it a lot, but I've buried it. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. As in, not not force it under like it's useless, but like, okay, that's another thing to think about
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to master it at the moment.
not ready for
I've
that.
got ways. So I can't even describe what I'm going to try and master
Yeah.
in the next year.
Yeah, well, just make sure you get those incremental goals complete.
Exactly, and that's where I've got to start, though,
Yeah.
is I've got to start incrementally. And
Which you have.
This week, I didn't realise I was doing it.
Yeah.
I was actually accomplishing, because for any listeners, I'm doing this thing called the Kaizen approach, where you ask yourself every day, what is the smallest little thing I can do to improve myself from yesterday?
Yeah.
So I've been doing this thing specifically with writing and reading, where I'll just do 1 minute and 30 seconds
Yeah.
of writing, and then if I feel like I need to finish whatever, I'll finish it, the sentence or whatever, stop it for the day.
Yeah.
Just 1 little minute.
Yeah. I've been doing something kind of anti that. You know when
that? Yeah.
You know when I was saying like I don't want to do anything that wastes my time anymore?
Yeah.
As in like stop watching TV and stop playing games?
Yeah.
That's what I've kind of started doing. It's kind of the anti of that.
Of like stopping something.
Like stopping something
that's exactly
not
what
productive.
Well, this that's it. If you're this is what the Kaizen approach, because even cigarette smokers can use this apparently as an approach, is that you simply take one less puff.
Yeah.
You count how many puffs you usually take.
Yeah.
Or look at how many cigarettes you do.
Yeah.
It's also it's about it's about momentum.
Yeah, building that momentum, moving the boulder. Yeah.
It is, and it comes from the smallest. This is what its approach promises. Is that it comes from the smallest little, like just like snowballing.
Yeah.
The smallest, and all you have to do. This is what it's promising. I don't fully believe this part, but I do think it's real, in the sense that, like, at some point, like things. This is why I'm interested in you, because you've made progress, and like in David Goggins, the most interesting part about him is when he decided when things actually were starting to happen for him.
Yeah.
Those little tiny little movements, some molecules in the universe moved somewhere, and it created momentum where David Goggins, and partially you, what you wanted was happening. Where it actually was, and like obviously the struggles and stuff like that, but the momentum and the energy behind it to push through those struggles, you were getting what something deep inside you wanted outside of itself. Yeah. Wanted the vision itself in the real world. Yeah. Somewhere that metaphysical connection was being made. Yeah. Deep in there, through the body, and then out in the actual world. Yeah. I'm not quite there David Goggins level. Yeah. But man, I'd love to be there one day though. That's an insane, that man has insane control over himself. Yeah. But yeah, like I understand what you're saying. It's so this is my just. Is it only after a week? Yeah. I'm gonna do it every day. Yeah, like my favorite. It's easy to do because part of that thing is the fear. Yeah, that's what it. Part of this is the neuroscience behind it. Yeah, is that when you do these things, like even speeding something little bits, like smoking. Yeah, even just taking one less or one puff less. Yeah. Even is that part of the effect is that nothing's bad happening to me. Yeah. Wait, I'm doing this thing that I haven't done before, even if it's the tiniest little move. Yeah. But nothing's actually physically harming me. Yeah. I'm not afraid of it. Yeah. And that's eventually what that's an interesting connection, is that fear and momentum. Yeah. They do sort of coordinate against each other. Yeah, they do. Because fear stops. That's it. Stops a lot. It stops momentum. Yeah. It stops from you building. Yourself up. Yeah. And I tell you what, like a quote that really, from David Goggins actually, that I love. Is stay hard, motherfucker. Because, like, he has that mentality of like stay hard, and like that means facing your fears and staying hard through it. Like, and that's how you move a body. Stay hard. Like, you know, like I'm still soft. Like I can, like when I hear him, like I found this man recently, this like
a couple months ago. Like, and I'm like, shit. He's doing this. Like, I want to be kind of like. I want to be this man, kind of like not him potentially, but I understand what he's doing to change himself and make himself better. He is controlling who he is and facing what needs to be done. Stay hard, motherfucker. See, it's like that's. I think that's where he's coming from.
Yeah, things don't. You sort of mentioned it before that, like, your ancestral DNA.
Yeah, maybe playing a role.
Is coming up because of past habits they had to have.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the human condition of the modern world.
Yeah.
This is the actual fundamental problem because we live in a different world to what we did.
Yeah.
I would even say 50 years ago, but at the very least 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, the world is different. It's
much different.
It's a different world.
Yeah.
The day-to-day, hour-to-hour processes that human beings' minds are having to deal with are different.
Yeah.
And what's sort of stopping a lot of people nowadays isn't accessibility.
Yeah.
Which was the fundamental issue.
Yeah.
That was the political issue throughout all of human history.
Yeah.
Was access to stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, let us find out. Let us be scientific. Let us question.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Let us do things that the masters of us wouldn't allow us to do.
Yeah.
Now the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
There are no real masters.
No.
And that puts a lot of I would say this comes up in political parties where they want to return back to this, like, let's do what the master says type mentality.
Yeah, because I think also because our Western culture, because we is really follow a leader.
Oh,
yeah. Whereas, like, if you talk about a culture like of ancient Sparta, they had self-discipline. They were controlling themselves. Like, when you hear about things like, what aspect of the Spartans would be interesting? Like,
I would push back against that, actually. I think that the Spartan mentality is a part of that social construct thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
in the sense that it's very helpful in certain aspects.
Yeah. I'm talking in regard to, like, in accomplishment and controlling yourself, because, like, that's what needs to be done in this world at the moment if you want things done. Yeah. In my perspective,
I would again push back because we don't need, because part of the Spartan mentality is that social aspect of improvement, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that. We're never going to get that social aspect ever again. Yeah. I think that's that idea of even a national identity now. Yeah. Has been just torn up. Yeah. But that idea of, like, group mentality. Yeah. This is where it is.
That's why I was trying to bring it up, because, like, there is a part of our history where it is that we did have. We did have that.
The Spartan mentality in ourselves. Yeah. The master in ourselves. Yeah. Has to come out. This is the only way we're gonna. Yeah. This is the only way people are not going to be self-destructive. Yeah. There is no middle ground. No. There was a quote, and he didn't mean it by this. I forgot who said it, but he said that said something along the lines like men have to be above average. He didn't mean this. I think he was talking about something else. But when I heard it, I was like, that's the only way for men to be happy with themselves. Yeah. They have to be above average. Yeah. They cannot. Men cannot be conscious of their own selves, watch their own lives, and be average. Yeah. This is part of the curse of intelligence in general. Yeah. Is that because you're more conscious of your own decisions every day, you know deep down what you're wasting. Yeah. You feel it at the end of the day on your deathbed nearly. Yeah. That's one aspect of the idea of the deathbed, you being on it. Yeah. Is hell itself. Yeah.
Do you know, I'll tell you something though. Yeah. I really relate to that. Wouldn't say at the end of the day, I get anxiety if I haven't done what needs to be done.
That's all So that's the stress I feel. Yeah. This is part of my problem with doing things. Yeah. Is that I feel I can do a lot. Yeah. Take control. Yeah. And so I can't just be a writer. Yeah, you have to be I have to be like, okay,
You want to be
learning guitar.
You want to be a polymath, yeah.
I have to. I actually. It's only this week where I have to accept that I have to be that.
Yeah.
To keep myself afloat.
Yeah.
So I don't fall back down into the chaos of.
Yeah, I understand
anything, and then.
Yeah.
Because this is probably I've had a problem with being a writer in the last year.
Yeah.
So I've done my writing for the day. What do?
Yeah, you want to find the next step. Have you thought of like planning out your day? Actually, like physically write it down?
I've tried.
Yeah, it's hard for you.
It's hard for me. I let other people say like something happens with someone.
Yeah.
Say I'm not like just being in the right mood.
Yeah.
I let that control me.
Okay.
I really do.
Yeah.
Even when I plan.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit different because I'm going to embrace the polymath.
Yeah.
The multiple things that I want to, like computer science even.
Yeah.
I'm going to schedule that into my day
Good.
and look forward to it.
Good.
Because they're things I look forward to. I want to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah.
I want to actually,
yeah.
Actually create music.
Yeah.
But I won't have the same expectations as being a writer. That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because, I'm going to be a writer. I'm going to be the best possible writer. And I still am.
Yeah.
But I would let myself down because I know I've got it in me.
Yeah.
To be just a general musician.
Yeah.
Maybe make something that I like.
Yeah.
And so I would let myself down.
Yeah. Let
that momentum. I would say it's called, it's a form of momentum because I look forward to certain things.
Yeah.
So getting back to scheduling, I'm going to schedule now multiple things so my whole day's full.
Good.
Not just full, but I look forward to.
Yeah.
Like that actual sensation.
I do that too.
Did you do that?
I plan my day. I recently stopped doing it for the past month, but I had to get back into it because things are starting to get hectic again.
Yeah. Okay.
But I plan out everything.
Everything, every day.
I plan.
Do you schedule your whole week out or just days? Individual days.
When I get my roster, I do the week. But if I have a day by day changes, I do it by the day.
Got it.
I've been doing it for the week. So I've all 3 day what's it? 3 day intervals. 3 day intervals.
3 day intervals. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
So, I fit in everything. I think about what I want to learn. On this day, I want to learn. Let's say biology. I'll do about 2 hours of biology. Stop. I plan out. I'll go exercise for an hour. Come back 2 hours. Then I've got 6 hours work. I'll work for 6 hours. Come home. While I study, I eat. I cook food. I have voice notes I have in my ears. I'm listening. I'm learning, and I'm quizzing myself. I have voice notes that have what is this, and I'm quizzing myself. And while I'm cooking, I'm answering the questions. This is this.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to get back in the habit. I used to quiz myself while I was at the gym.
Yep.
So while I was doing push-ups, I'd be what is the function of this? And I'll tell myself, this is the function of it.
Okay.
To make myself always thinking about it. Because I love it. I'm passionate about it. But I plan every step out and everything I want because these are my goals in my life. I want to learn.
You go ahead. Yep.
I want to learn Chinese, Russian, French.
I want to learn languages as well.
Yeah.
See, I've got so much bottled out in me, man. I can't even describe little bits.
Yeah.
I've written them all down. Yeah. Like a big list, but I can't even consciously bring them all out.
Yeah. That's why we're going to start with Russian.
Russian.
We are going to learn Russian. I'm going to come up with new words.
Mail order brides? Nah.
Yeah, mail order brides. I hear Russian women are very nice. But
I've got a leg up because I'm Orthodox and they're Orthodox.
Okay. Anyway.
So your life goals.
My life.
This will be very fast for you listeners.
Very fast. So I want to learn languages, as I said, Chinese, Russian, and French. I want to become a medical doctor. This is one of my goals currently. I also, this might sound weird, I want to be an adventurer in a sense.
Yeah, okay.
Because you know how I like to go hiking and stuff like that?
Yep.
That's because it's adventurous. The reason why I enjoy doing those things is because I think that's actually living. I think that's actually living. Because when people say, live a little, let's go party. What are you doing? Drinking grog and sitting down talking to some fucking dickheads. You're not getting anything out of that. Go for a walk and go sweat your ass off and feel like you're going to die. That's living. When you know you're you could die at any moment, if you know that you can starve, you can be thirsty, you can die of illness. Once you physically are aware of that and conscious of that, you really love this life we've got right now. You love it. That's why I want to experience that things. Right now I'm saving up for a kayak because I want to go kayak camping. I want to go get lost in the river. I want to get lost and know what it's like to really live. Because, like, you don't want to keep talking about how this world, this social world, is really not the real world. It's a socially...
Not for individuals.
Not for individuals.
You cannot live socially. It has to... It's evolutionarily. Yeah. It's come out socially. It's beneficial. Yeah. But for individual, for you as an individual,
no,
it can be so it's destroying, and it's acidic. Yeah,
but that's why I I like to go camping. I like to really experience that, and like I want to get to the point where I want to be able to like hunt my own food, cook my own meat, all that sort of stuff. Really feel connected to the physical world. Because I don't like because I work in a cafe, I work in hospitality, guys. When I'm in there, I don't think it's real. It doesn't feel real. Like you spend some paper money, all of a sudden you got a full belly. How's that even real? Like when you experience like killing an animal and skinning it and then eating it,
and you potentially getting killed by something
as well, you realise how hard it actually is out there, and how and that you have to be hard in the real world. And that's kind of why I've been considering potentially going down the pathway of doing Defence Force doctor. Because
it's still part of that danger. You can still,
an adventure.
I know. You could get the travel.
Yeah, I know it won't be all the time, but I'll be living a job that has particular meaning. Like I'm not sitting in an office all day and saying, here's your prescription. There you go. I'm saying
to pay off your house.
Yeah, I'm like, you motherfucker, get better, cunt. Like I'm sitting there like, sorry, that's really aggressive. That's my Australian background. Just like actually physically, I want those people to be better, and to
be the fittest human beings possible. To serve the country.
Yes, that's my goal, and I want to experience the world, and that can provide me that.
That's such a interesting. That must be such an interesting feeling that even that job that you're striving for.
Yeah.
Like that's just pure purpose. Like for me.
Like
looking at it,
that's what I want. And that's what I'm trying to achieve. And at the moment, I'm at a really hard point in my thoughts at the moment.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I'm either going to sit this test to get in, and I don't know if I have the guts to actually contact them. In order to
mentioned this. Okay.
That's one bit. I don't know if I really, really want it, and that's that little voice in your head saying, "Oh, what if?" But I know consciously, I've thought about who I am, my behaviours, and what I do. There's no problems. But that little voice in my head is like, what if?
It's danger.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Like, but that's what I want.
You don't understand it.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah, exactly right. But that's what I want to experience. I don't want to cushy. I don't want to be comfortable for my life. Like, I don't want to be like. I just don't want to. Because I don't want to just be, as we come back to that, we always say, being and becoming. I don't want to be just stuck being somebody. I want to be becoming somebody until I die. Like, I want to be becoming something else. That's why I think you also want to be a polymath, because you want to keep becoming something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why I look up to the life of Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Because that is like the opposite of what we're talking about. That life.
Yeah.
He lived the opposite of that. But because he pushed himself in an area, and he was I don't know, like he was definitely had mental issues and stuff.
Yeah.
He pushed himself.
Yeah.
Even though he's not a delinquent, but it was just him being a self-destructive human being.
Yeah.
He was sick of being stuck.
Yeah.
Of being stale. Like he probably let it control himself too much, but that dynamism, that energy, he wanted that to come out. Even for some, and he wasn't the smartest person either.
Yeah.
Like he was interested in philosophy and certain things, but he couldn't. He had troubles with concentration in general.
Yeah.
So it's like I look up to that.
Yeah.
In the sense that like anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Anyone can actually do something.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're better.
Yeah.
But we have a bit more foresight in the sense that we can add more things to ourselves so we don't become self-destructive like him, but also embrace that collapsing star.
Yeah.
That wants to become something.
Yeah.
Becoming.
I think on that note, we'll start wrapping it up. Even though we were rambling, I feel like we've got a lot of thoughts out, and I'm hoping some other people really got that as well.
Yeah. Next week, we'll bring a definite topic.
Yeah.
And I think we'll bring a topic that we can talk about for an hour.
Yeah. But I think like it was pretty productive, this conversation anyway. It was good.
For me it was.
It's good.
For me it was.
I think it was good. I enjoyed it. So like I have more goals than what I just described anyway. I'll go in that another day.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Right. No, it's right. No stress. It's okay. Like I want to master mathematics and stuff. I want to get good at mathematics. I want to get good at chemistry, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've just realised how awesome it is. Because I've always been good. I can do math really well in my head, but during my time in school, I didn't like school, so I didn't try at all.
Maybe we should talk about that next week.
We could talk about schools
next week.
That'll be
our own personal experiences.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about that.
I went to a private school, and you went to a public.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be
interesting
conversation.
Dynamic.
Okay, so next week we're going to talk about schools. So to live
knowledge
and to live a good life, we'll go with
series 2.
Part 2. So what the answers are that we came up with in this one, I feel, is purpose and being able to live without regret. Yep, and achieve.
And not being afraid.
Yep.
Conquering some fears that are irrational.
Yep.
Is a part of that.
Yep.
That's definitely part of those 3.
Well, thanks. Well, thanks, guys, for listening. This has been my channel. I don't know what I'm going to call this episode. I feel like we're going to make a separate channel where we can collab and have this one podcast channel. I hope one day this can...
On YouTube or BitChute?
Yeah, YouTube or BitChute.
You've got BitChute,
I'm going to put on BitChute anyway.
Yep.
I'm hoping we can expand and actually make like an actual... We can have a room. And that'd be a good one day. That'd be a good goal. Yeah. Next goal, actual proper podcast.
Yeah.
So if you feel like supporting us, I have a PayPal. And I will use that money to put towards actually getting proper equipment. As I am a student and I am only working a shitty job, I do struggle to afford these things. So if you can support me, that'd be lovely. This has been Matt and Jordan. Goodbye for now. Thank you so much.